implications of what that man was doing. The man was hardworking. Yes, he was hardworking. But what did he do for me to put here? Nothing. And then I reminded them, you mean that they never even baptized anyone? Oh yeah, my husband started a church somewhere. Which church? Oh, let me. Yeah. That church you see is what my husband has started. And yet at first she said she has no any idea of what her husband did. You are the one who goes on reminding her. Now, what of this primary school here? Oh, yeah. My husband was always working hard in that primary school. Why did you tell me that? Oh, Pastor, I did not consider it important. What were you thinking your husband can do, which you can see that it is important? Show me. He can't even come around with a new discovery of an aeroplane. He can't come around with any scientific discovery. So what were you expecting your husband to do? You see? And as for drop out, what were you expecting him to do that you can sit and say, aha, here it is. This is wonderful. No. Those few things he did, they are the one who I want you to tell me. Let us find the implications together. Yes. One man who never went to a school, I looked for his education and I could not get anything. I looked, I interviewed people, I even traveled to his relatives, and they said, no, we can't remember that that pastor was educated anywhere. But he's the one who started the work in the Langosabu region. Single-handedly. But nobody knows of his education background. Perhaps a bit to drop out. But here he is a man entering into an SDA encyclopedia with an apology that is, I could not find out his education background. I tried all here and there, but nobody even hinted. But he did this. The whole northern region, he is the one who took their Adventism. And the whole GC welcomed it with an open hand. And here we have PTH holders, and some of them from Kenya who have passed away, and their wives have no any idea of what they did. Lack of implications of things. You see, we cannot look at things and say, what is the implication of this thing? What does it mean? That's where the Western world went ahead of us. For them, the question why is ever present in everything. It isn't rude, but why are you dressing like that? And our answer is because of smartness. Who told you that you are now smart? Who judges you that you are now smart or you are not? It is a psychological thing to you. Says now I am smart because I put on a tie and a jacket. I can't stand before people when I am a pastor without them. But since I have been here, how many words have you received from a jacket? Answer me. How many words have you received from a tie? But if I came without them, the whole church would have almost thrown out of the joint. How can a pastor come to talk to us when he has no tie? But if I took you to task, those words, what do they imply in terms of delivery? What can you answer? Why can't we learn not to regurgitate things of what you have heard? And then why can't we begin to map our own independent thinking? Yes. After we have analyzed those cheap talks, if you are not a Haikedis, if you are not a Haikedis, we cannot start a legacy without those major three things. We need a strategic point. I'll give you time. We need to begin to think strategically with our families. Let the family feel a belonging. Let them be part of us. Let them participate while we are still breathing. Let them know that my father and I, or with my mother, we are building this place for a legacy. We are building these big businesses for a legacy. You see? Yes. So that we have a continuous chain in the development of our legacies. For example, we don't even here in Africa, we don't even name our names to the kids. Isn't it? Yes, especially here where we are now in the central. When you die, you go with your name and with everything you have been standing for. And the kids sell all what you have and you are gone. Never to be remembered. Business collapse. Number 4. One man also insisted that Africans tend to force their kids to study what their talents don't allow them to study. I am very offended when I am on the TV and I hear science only is the answer to Uganda. Which science are you talking of? You mean this physics and chemistry and then so on and so forth, which is being done. Ever since you people took sciences, what invention have you come with which is stuttering, apart from regurgitating physics and what have you in the classroom? Inventing can't come out of the blue. It is grooming. To groom a set of inventors, it is hard work. You don't just take a PCB or something and a few mathematics and then you say you will become an inventor. And then you get herbs and mix and when those herbs work or something, you say scientists have become tough. When we talk of science, is that what we are referring to? Number 4 is very clear. Let every kid have a chance to express his or her talents and encourage that talent to grow. But here we say, no, I want you to take medicine, period. But sir, I love music. No, you take this. No, but I enjoy. No. And by so acting that way, we put a distance between our kids and ourselves. If that kid becomes a failure someday, he will always blame you. If it was not my father to force me this and that, I would have been able to succeed. And you can't expect the legacy of anything. Look at the parable of the talents. 5, 2, 1, isn't it? The one who received the 1, when they asked him, what have you done? He says, I knew you were a hard man. So there was already a problem between the master and the one who received the 1. I knew you were a hard man. Since I knew that you were hard, I have kept your thing. So the blood was not okay. And that is precisely what happens when if we don't bring closer in our homes, that we work hand in hand with our people, so that they know very well that there's a belonging here, and this is our estate. After all, selfishness also came into a play. Africans are very selfish people. Hey, why? He says when kids grow up a bit, they inform them that this property is mine. Mm-hmm. You go and do and get yours. Yeah, but the kid is not asking for your property. But a kid has to know that this is where he was born. And this place needs to be preserved and remembered in any way possible. What are the possible ways to make this place remembered? Yes. The issue is not that they will take away your property. The issue is how do we groom our people to know that the place where they were, where they have come from, is to be put in a very special place. They may be anywhere. You people, you can come to Kampala and stay in 50 out with 100 is okay. But remember where you have come from. People say where they have been born to come and buy 50 on over 100. And you find them there. And he says, hey, what are you doing here? Oh, you know, that is a village, and this is the Kampala. And so what has Kampala helped you? Oh, you know, villages. And we have all those cheap answers. Instead of developing, you see, where we come from, legacy, so that we can know once upon a time somebody by so and so lived here. And even up to now, the place is there and it is progressing. Why can't we come to that level? It is a challenge. It is not only for men or for women, but all of us. Why should Asia have it and we Africans can't have it? One of the problems with the Indians here in Uganda, it was that the whole thing, when they do business, they send money where they come from, isn't it? They are developing not here, but where they come from. That's where the money goes. For us, we develop where we are. And that's where we live. Yes. And we don't want it to come back here anyway, because there's no tie at all. There's no legacy which is pushing us to come back here. Don't you think Uganda has a good climate that people from Europe and other places would love to come and live here? Yes. Those places is hell in summer, and it is a catastrophe in winter. I would rather stay here. But why are they not here? And it is we who make the journey, and they have a special name. What are they called? The adjective. Desperate journeys. Wherever you see that come by, you of course you will see Africans there plenty. Why are we making such a trips? Because there's no home teaching which puts us together like this. And we say we belong here. That article concluded by saying, Africans are not hardworking people. They want things which are already worked for, not themselves finding out how do we be here and then work hard to reach where we want to go. Because it is a journey to reach over there. When you take history of Western Europe, those people were very backward, very poor. Plague was eating them like anything. People were nothing, Yeah, their lifespan was 30, 32. They are dead. But they persisted. And how far are they now? And for you here now, you are making those journeys to go and then change. You see, they are resisting our going there not because of finance, but to change the appearance of those places. Because soon it will be half Caucasian and then half Asian, or quarter Asian, quarter African, and with all our hopeless behavior, when we are in those places, they fear that Western Europe will cease to be the first world. You can't do that in China. But now see how China is coming up. China can come here. But for you can't go over there and then have land. In China, you can't. Why? It is because we don't ask why. It isn't only all the way from top. There's no why question. They come here, they have the land, and then so on and so forth. You go there, you can't have land. Because the land is theirs, and the more you people will go there, the whole demographic thing of Europe, China will change. In 50 years, Europe will be more of Arab, Asian, African from now. And the weaknesses of our diseases here, which we do have, they will be transported over there. And fear is soon civilization, according to their conclusion, will come to an end. Civilization is ending because it's being invaded by a people who are not civilized. And once we thought that once you know English, then you are civilized. But now civilization has a new meaning. It means a society which has capacity to discover things of help to humanity. Now here in Africa, we can also reach. But now with the way we are, with the fatigue, tiredness of anything, looking for easier way of living, how can we ever achieve that? And since we can't achieve it, we go over there, which they see that in 20 years, 30 years from now, you see all of these people from Syria, for example, they have been being resisted because their coming is going to change the demographic face of Western Europe, and then chances are that civilization will cease. The answer is, as far as the author was concerned, he says, it is high time to call upon Africans to start a legacy of their own. Of all things, he says, it is high time for us to call upon Asians, Arabs, Africans to start legacies of their own. Let them work hard so that their places are attractive to live in. That governments are serious enough to make sure that we need to survive in a very special way. You see? Yes. Once we are so happy when we heard people say, oh, I have kids in New York. Yes, but legacies, that's what we are now looking for. If they are in New York and they are building legacies, yeah, it's okay. They are welcome. But to live in New York for years and years until you die, you haven't really helped Africa in terms of legacies. We have to wake up. Coming home, Adventist. I am an Adventist, and this is where I stand. We need to take this challenge very seriously. We need to make sure that we study less of Jupiter, Venus, planets, what have you, when you sit here, that is called Jupiter, this is planet, whatever, and then so on and so forth. And we began to shape our young people in a way that they are capable. A lot of things can be done by them if they can sacrifice. We call upon serious sacrifice upon our young people. The committee, by the way, it was a committee's talk, finding out what can we do to preserve civilization, by the way. You see, all of that came under that topic. What can we do? Because police can't handle it anymore. We are ready to die, but as long as we are in Europe, you see, yes, boats capsize, but more are coming. So, our answer is what? What can we do to stop it? Answer is simple. Africa needs to be sensitized to sensitize it that legacy making is paramount. If a kid is very busy thinking of how to improve your homestead or an estate, you see, which you people have, very few have ever think of to flee. But somebody who is employed and is now the next day is jobless, then chances are that he will think to change and go and look for green pastures. So the issue is simple. Sensitize your people to begin thinking, what do I have to do 5 years from now? How can I make a difference in my life a decade from now? And what means should I use to reach there? The lack of curriculum to answer those questions have caused a lot of shortcomings in the church and outside the church. But I think now AY should change a bit, and we begin to brainstorm on some of these issues. They are also spiritual. It is not only heavenly planets which are spiritual. These are very important. How can we install into our young people a sacrificing spirit of hard work and always being inquisitive to acquire more new ideas, to grow in what we do in our estates? An estate does not have to have 100 acres. An estate in Japan, some of you who have traveled, you can only see 100. Let me first of all use Israel. I asked an Israeli, their land is sold per square foot. And he had a half an acre. And he was very happy. A half an acre. He was very happy. And he's building his legacy there. So I was asking him, why can't you go to US and what have you and live? You see, the Palestinians are here. He says, no. This place where I am, my kids were building our legacy here. And he had so many ideas for 1 acre. I mean, for a half an acre. I became ashamed to even to talk to him that I have 2. But I looked poorer to him who has a half an acre. And for me, I have 2 acres with no proper planning. They are there. And that man was planning to build this. He showed me, I would like to do this, to do this, to do this. And he says, where are you planning to do all this? Here. My kids are very busy with me. They have no plan to go anywhere. Why should they go? There's work here. But have we reached that level yet? For us, even if you have 20 acres, kids should sell the morph to go to Europe, Dubai. They will sell the morph to go to Dubai, and then buy phones to do this. Hello. You wonder what is happening. We don't know. Seriously, we don't know. They go to anywhere to squat there. 20 acres, and that man could not believe it. He showed me tomatoes this big, and he's growing them on that half an acre. And he had 2 BMWs. park it over there, on half an. When shall we ever reach there in our thinking? The issue is the thinking. We have not been serious. Therefore, my time is over. Those who are leading young people and men, women, you see, women also, you people stop to go and only go to beaches and okubaka, and then after games you dance a bit and eat cake, and you say, this is women in ministry. But which women in ministry is this? It has been around here for a very long time. My wife even was once a leader in this thing. So I was asking her, what is your plan with these women? Oh, we will go outing. I said outing. Now from outing, we will do this, we will do this. But I think it's a high time for us to begin cracking heavy elements and say, women, sit here. What must we do to put sense into our kids, that they become serious in the church and also on our estates? Men, what shall we do? You see, what can we do? I think this is the high time for us to do so. A country cannot go beyond its leaders' brains. That is true. So when you see a country has stopped somewhere, know very well that that's where the brain is of that particular individual has also stopped. A home can't go beyond the brain is of a father and a mama where they stop. Kids will just be there, and then afterwards they will just evaporate. They will not sit down. We need to sit down and discuss. One day I had a chance to meet a relative of the Madivani. I did not see the Madivani, but I saw a relative. And I said, how come you people, you are so successful with this sugarcane thing? And he says, we are grilled every time we sit, and says, this is our future here. This is our life. Even if I die, you people, you continue this. Don't leave. You continue this. The indoctrination begins very early. Yes, he begins very early. You don't go. You stay here. What can we do? What way forward? It is a very complicated thing. As complicated as we do always induce them into spiritual elements. Prayer very praying in the evening, fasting. It is fasting with no reason why, but as long as it is spiritual, you fast, it is okay. Let us also begin to induce our kids, our young people into these things. Now, I gave you an example. My youngest kid took a curious science at the University of Nairobi. He came back. We talked. I said, what do actualists do? He says, we advise companies that mathematical, of course, to make me more afraid. Mathematically, that if you continue like this, in 5 years you'll go bankrupt, or in 5 years you'll make profits. I said, is that so? I said, then I have an asset. Why can't we sit and we begin together, we plan an estate of our place here? And then you can advise me mathematically that if you go like this, in 5 years you will go bankrupt. Or in 5 years you will do this. He said, I said, yes. It is painful. But we can do it. Can we, you are now educated enough in that area. Come with the several proposals of what we can do at Chiwenda here. Instead of to go to Mr. Celebrants' factory so that you can advise him mathematically how African basic foods can survive for the next 5 years. Why can't we advise ourselves here? It was hard beginning. It was hard indeed. He says, okay, can we try this? Can we try that? And then I said, why can't we farming with the other businesses? And then we can begin. We started our own businesses. He says, I want to start a bakery. And then I said, but there are so many bakeries here. He says, mine will be different. They can bake, many cars can come as many, but I will sell my bread here, you will see. Then we worked hard, and I provided the basics only, and then so on and so forth. And they began. Here I have a daughter who started the entrepreneurship. Okay, if you started entrepreneurship, why are you looking for a job? Are you following me? Why are you looking for a job and you have started the entrepreneurship? And sales, I don't know, marketing, yes. Two things I've done. I said, okay, you two begin. And then after you have made your proposals, you show them to me, we sit here, and you educate me mathematically how we will begin. And that one, it took us 1 month planning. You see, and I said, consult even your Googles. What have you? You educated people now. You people, you don't know how lucky you are that the Western world has made things easy for you. You don't need any more library plenty in your home. Just Google it. What have you? They did everything. And one day they told me, Daddy, sit down and we will show you. And they took an hour lecturing to me how they are planning to sell their product, how they are planning to compete with Intake. Even this Intake reaches Chiwenda. How they are planning to compete with Intake that Intake may never again reach Chiwenda. And then so on and so forth. And then I said, fine. Okay? So how much should we begin with? We started. We started. And I wanted to inform you, the moment they saw that I was so open to their ideas, they owned now the whole place now. You see? Yes. And I said, where do you want it to begin with? And I said, you go to the garage of the car. The car can park. There's an outside garage thing I have put. You come in here. Do your job. I don't want to see you poor people looking for jobs in the banks so that the banks can make billions, and for you can also make it. Be confident. This is your home. I speak on one and say, this is your home. I speak another two sentences. I repeat, this is your home. You can do anywhere you want to do with your business in your home. This is your home. Are you sure? Yes. They started. Soon they come and say, now, Daddy, we want exotic cows. I said, bring. Who has said no? This is your home. This is to affect them psychologically, that even if I pass away today, this is their home. They better know how to sell to go and look for 50 somewhere else. You see, yes, I mean, why? This is your home. Soon I saw trucker come with the Frisians and says, Daddy, this is our cows. And I said, it is area, or that is my area of specialty. I'll look after them for you. They are your cows. They do not belong to me, but I'll put all my resources in your cows, so that you will enjoy the benefit of hard work. And they began their own bakery, and they are selling very heavy, all the way from Bunga University as a bakery. But we are the ones who are selling in all of those shops you see at Bugema. It is because the policy says the bakery is for consumption. Let their policy be. You see, no market there, secondary school, everywhere, Chiwenda, everywhere you got. Fine. And then I said, what is your biggest need? Our pickup is too old now, Daddy, but I said, I don't drive anymore. For me, I don't. I gave up. I mean, driving in Kampala, I can't. Give away. I said, the car is over there. It is your car. This is your home. By the way, it is a song. It is a song. It is a chorus. We have to sing. This is your home. The car is there. You are. You see, it is an estate car. When you put there, you are bread. Go sell. There's a lot of taxes here, and me, I am no longer driving. I sit in the car. I sleep, and people at Chiwenda know that I live there. Immediately come to Chiwenda, they wake me up. Pastor, we have reached. I say, hey, have we? Oh, say, okay, bye. We will see you. You see that? Yes. I am not under any pressure of doing that and that. Everything you do, conclude by saying, this is your home. And I want you to own this home when I am still living. This is your home. This is your home. Let us develop our businesses here. Don't go to Dubai. Don't run away to those Arab places. Don't go to UK for anything. Please stay here and do businesses here. Because if you go over there, you are also heading to work in a bakery. But why can't you work in yours? Isn't it? It is better to work in yours. But the business is expanding so quickly that the other day they talked to me that thank you for telling us to start our own businesses. We are now thinking of how to expand it, and we want to add another one. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I say, add, yes. What do you want it to add? This is your home. You have 2 acres. This is your home. What do you want us to build? They said, well, why can't we build the shops over there? They have their own plans now. This place, we need to build 2-story building shops. I said, fine. Can we begin? And let us move slowly. Yes. Now, the indoctrination is tense. It is not easy. But children are not only produced and they go to school and you say, finished now. I have paid your fees. You can now take care of yourselves. You are now saying your home is going. I won't give you an example because it is painful. Let me leave it alone. But for me to go looking for once a prominent SDA Adventist, and I ask for his home here, when his home is only a half a kilometer away where they made a wrong turn. And a young man of 25 years who was born there, he answered me and said, I don't know that one whom we are talking about. Who is he? Who was he? I said, this is serious. Fathers, you people who with young kids, I would like it to stop. This is a challenge for Adventist Church also. We want our kids who are innovative, belonging, who know very well that a legacy of their parents is very important. Not only for this, but for the church. And when this church began this encyclopedia thing, that's what it wanted to inculcate into us. That this is very crucial. There are people who must be remembered. What about you if you pass away now? Can I come out to your home and I can get information? I've been only in one pastor's home or one worker's home who had written his own biography or autobiography in an exercise book. And he had tried to push until he passed away before he finished. And then his wife took over from him. So when I went there at Pastor Kasso's house, she pulled out a book and says, this is his life. And his achievement is here. And he had written it, primary school of Kakoro, I started it. I started another primary school here. I have planted the churches there. I was the mastermind behind the Bunga Primary School for teacher education at that very time in the 50s, so that I can practice. And you see, that's what we mean by legacy. Yes. What have you done? Shall we take these issues very seriously? As we do take spiritual issues. A home which is together, and a father and a mother have agreed that we are soon to go. Whether you like it or not, we are soon to do what? To go. But whom do we leave behind? Yes. Whom do we leave behind? How many are they? You see? Kids, who can do this? Who can do that? Who can lead this? You see, for me, I have itemized my kids. I have only three. So you young people do not produce 7. A few is enough. You people, you still have a chance to graduate. I have 3. But these 3 have different personalities completely. The girl, she's always complaining. Tata, we should make things which are very good. We don't want things which are below standard. Daddy, no. And I said, okay, in my will, you are the chairperson of infrastructure here on this estate. So since you are the chairperson, nobody should jump up in the morning and begin build the Gichu at the Chiwenda place because you are there. I said, yes, Daddy. You make sure that you regulate that one because you are capable and you know what you want. I have a boy who is so quiet, very quiet. He's always very, very busy with his jobs. Hardly quarreling. His work, he's also to tell others, no, I think it can be done. I think this one we can understand each other. I said, you are now, you take over my blood as my blood. You are not taking for property because it is for all of them. You are there to make sure, no, come together. Come together. Can we do this and then that one? The last young man who is now very busy with the business is a business-minded boy. I said, you are the chairperson of all business on this estate. I'm done. I have how many? I'm done. You see? There's nobody who will read my will and people say, hey, I have never heard of that. The will is done together at home. What can you command if I'm gone? Answer me. Seriously, you are my kids. Choose an area which you think that if bad news came and I went to bed and I did not wake up, what can you do? I can remember, I can continue to run our businesses as certified. And you? And you. It's okay? Yeah. You are capable? Yes. You can handle that? Yes. Fine. This is your home. This is your home. It is a song. By the way, let me stop because my time is gone. So somebody had to put up her hand here. But always see that song of this is my home. And I said, now can we go to a lawyer to draft it for us? Yes, there's no problem. I know in not every home has that luxury of having 3 kids from the same mama and from the same father. But if you have happened to be in the other categories, you have enough brains to see how you can maneuver yourselves in a way that kids must be trained and they must be disciplined and they must belong to the home. Instead of singing Uganda as a national anthem, we do beginning to sing Chiwenda, isn't it? Chiwenda is our national anthem. All of us, we do belong here together, and together we will do what? We will always overcome and go. Those things seem simple, but they can affect people psychologically very well. And once you earn the trust of your kids, things will go on. You see, you have no choice now because we have reached a crisis. Some of you here, you people who are in Kapara, you don't know what I'm trying to say. But we have reached a big crisis. Land in the villages have been sold. Everything is gone. People have no more homes. Even, what are these? Graveyards. They are being dug up, and the places are being sold. We need to stop this. Even if the president has begun to speak a few things. Why are you compartmentalizing? Why are you compartmentalizing? Why can't you be in one piece? But it is a bit too late now to talk like that. This is a crisis, which I do believe SDA Church can avert, because SDA church is an indoctrinating church. Yeah, that one I know. When they begin to indoctrinate you, they indoctrinate you thoroughly, and even this homework can be done. Thank you so much, sir. Hope my job is done. God bless you. This is mine.
Let's give the professor another hand clap. Some of us may not appreciate,
Of course not.
but this thing they call family is soon getting completely destroyed. When a father dies, even before he rots, people are selling. Can you imagine? Talk about one gentleman who owns Mabilizi Plaza in and money getting out of this property is enough for his children to share out and even build on what their fathers has left. People always are fighting over this property. They would rather sell it and share out. If your father left you property, give you income, 4 million, 40 million, 100 million, and you have 5 or 4 brothers and sisters, just sit down and say, okay, 40 million, let us take each million every month as salary. We build on our father's legacy and we continue. Mugongo, it had like 40 graves. The man has sold the place and they have exhumed 40 them away. I was telling you somewhere in Namugongo, near the Namasoli, there was about 40 graves, but one of the heirs has sold has now sold the graves, and they have been exhumed and taken away. And that family has been wiped out of the surface of this world. And let me tell you, people sell those lands even where they were born and buy borders. The borders kill them or maim them very badly. So you have no home, the border was stolen, your leg is broken, and you're standing there. So I want to thank the professor who has tried, I think he's the one starting this legacy talk in our church. And is talking to us, the parents, at the same time talking to our children. Today he has given us a formula, and he has challenged me. Do you as a family have a family plan? Strategic plan? Do your children know where your family will be 5 years from now? Can your family buy into your strategic plan? And I've discovered that once you have everybody on board, even when you go, they will still continue with a strategic plan for the family. I'll give you another example of a friend of mine. Their father left a property around Chireka Nalia. When the father died, they all wanted to sell and to share. But the heir was a very wise person. He told them, let us not sell this property. Let us have shares. One of them refused, and they cut off a bit of that property and left it with her. This one told them that this place is becoming commercial. Let us put a warehouse. They have now put a what? A warehouse. But after putting the warehouse that was giving them about 80 million a year, the first 80 million they built for the first one of them. Next year, they built a house for the next one in Katale Estate. Today, all of them own houses. And the income, where they were getting 80 million, now they are getting 160 million in the what? In the warehouse. So now they are building businesses for each of them. What am I saying? The property was preserved. The property they would have sold for about 200 million. Now the property is about 2 billion. The property has appreciated. The income has increased. And this income is perpetual. It's coming in year and year. Their equity in the land has increased. All of them have where to stay. And the warehouse was named after their father. So his legacy and his place is remaining. But let me tell you the one who refused. He still has a small plot with a few people welding here and there, and the rest have moved on. So, Pastor, thank you very much. I just brought that as an example that we must have a strategic plan for the family. We must identify, like the parents, the professors say, the different talents we have within the family. If we have a doctor, we can say, now this part of the house, let the doctor do the clinic, and through the clinic, we can build on that. Once the children buy into this, they will never sell. They would know that this is our land. This is where we are born. This is where we are going to be. I'm not a co-presenter. Can I have some 2, 3 reactions or questions for the professor? Elder, do you want to add something?
Thank you very much. Mine is very short and simple. I think the presentation is helping me change a narrative that I've always had. When I was growing up, my father had 12 of us. And he told us, everything that I own belongs to me and my wife. For you, your inheritance is the education I'm giving you. So, I'm sorry, Mom. All right. I said mine was very simple. From the presentation of the professor, I'm now changing my narrative of the way I look at things. From my father, he taught us, he would say that all he had was his and his wife's. That what our inheritance or birthright was the education. And he told us, study as much as you want, and I will pay, but have nothing to do with my property. And that's what we did. Even in his will, he wrote that everything that I own, I've worked for it with my wife, and she has the authority over everything. She can do what she wants with that property. And I thought that was a good thing. But from what has been presented today, I can see a lot of sense in being involved and involving the children. My father was lucky that his property is still intact. But perhaps today, when resources are becoming so slim, the immediate thing people go for is to sell what they have or what they have inherited. But I think if we build together, as we become weaker as the parents and the children take over, if we work together, I think this ownership will go on for generations. Thank you.
Any more reaction? Any more from the young men? Okay. If there are no reactions, we are going to ask the professor to wind up with a few words.
With a word of prayer, I think. Let us pray. And the fathers who say that all things are for my wife, we need also to talk to the parents and see the problem which we are facing. And I think it can be done. This is just a beginning of agitation, which must continue and become very serious in terms of sensitizing not only the young people, but also including the parents. Shall we bow our heads for the word of prayer? You want to say something? Okay, shall we pray? Our kind and heavenly Father, we are living on this planet which is so complicated. The sin has totally complicated it. We need a lot of sensitization in some of these areas. And one of the areas which is very critical is the area of legacy, so that our kids may know that they have a belonging. They do belong here. They should trust us that we care for their well-being, so that they don't only become our kids, but they also become our friends. Lord, intervene in each one of our homes, so that such a process can be good and it can be successful. This is our humble prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
So we once again thank the professor, and I want to thank each one of you for turning up in such big numbers. May God bless you. May He give you a good week ahead. And let's meet next Sabbath. May God bless you.